What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is another video in the how-to series. Now we are talking about Prowler. Prowler is an incredibly powerful tech character that you absolutely should be ranking up and learning how to use if you have him. So how Prowler works is he manipulates the opponent's power bar with this ability called Power Creep. After the opponent activates a special attack, power drain their remaining power and inflict a power lock passive for 1.5 seconds after the final hit of the special attack. For every 1.1% of the opponent's max power burned, Prowler gains a Power Creep charge. Those charges are converted into Furies, maxing out at 30 stacks when Prowler activates a special attack. So, in addition to that, your heavy attack inflicts an incinerate debuff when the opponent has 0 power. This is very important because Prowler does not deal critical hit damage. He inflicts rupture passives when he would crit. When these rupture passives would expire, traditionally, they don't deal any damage. But when they expire with an incinerate active from the heavy attack, they deal an additional burst of 3,000 physical damage. So, the name of the game is building up to your special 2 with a heavy attack ready. You want to throw your special 2 when the opponent is faltered. Now, why do you want to throw it when the opponent's faltered? Good question. Prowler's second medium inflicts a falter passive. With the awakened ability, Prowler gains increased critical rating while the opponent is faltered. All of these things combine together to make an incredibly powerful and consistent tech attacker. So, let's jump right in. In addition to all of that, Prowler has increased ability accuracy, which makes him a great option for a little lady known as Domino. So that will be our first matchup of the day, Domino. So, what I like to do with Prowler is I like to push the opponent to 1.9 bars of power if I can. That's going to give me the most amount of power creep charges I can have without pushing the opponent to 2 bars where I need to then reset. So, I'm going to go for a little parry here, sidestep against Domino, bait her special at 1.9 bars of power, and then I'm going to do the following. I'm going to Dex Domino special, going to parry, throw my heavy attack. Now, I'm going to finish my combo with a medium. That inflicts my falter. Throw my special 2, and watch as Domino bursts away. In addition to all of that amazing damage Prowler just dealt, he has great utility. He is immune to both bleed and incinerate. He gets increased block proficiency during the opponent's special attacks. His medium attacks are non-contact and cannot be evaded, and in addition, Prowler's special 1 grants him a pursuit passive for 30 seconds. Pursuit turns off evade. So that was 36 seconds for Domino. Prowler is no joke, man. The only thing that Prowler really needs is the Awaken ability for that consistent damage output. Now, my Prowler is not Sig 200. Prowler's signature ability scales in a very exponential way. As you're building up to Sig 200, the noticeable difference between like Sig 20 and Sig 40 is not that grand. But Sig 180 to Sig 200 is like basically double. So this is a non-Sig 200 Prowler pulling off consistent numbers like this. Very, very, very solid. Let's go fight the bigger health Domino just to show how crazy Prowler can be against higher health Domino. He's got the ability accuracy increase, so there is no fear in Domino potentially failing any of my abilities. If I had Unfazed, she could fail my Unfazed, which would deal me critical damage, but as long as I don't have the Unfazed Mastery active, I don't have to worry about that. Beta Special 1. Going to throw another heavy attack. Another thing you can do is throw a medium attack, have the opponent come in and whiff, and then go for another combo, just to build up some power and deal some additional burst damage. She's going to throw the special 1 here. I'm going to Dex. I now have all of that great damage from those Fury passives, and the next time Domino, the next time I throw a special attack, I already have the Fury passives ready to go. Parry again, throw my heavy attack, and go for a medium into special 2. And that should be all she wrote with some critical hits applying the ruptures. And there you go. The burst damage takes her down. 6,200, you're going to be critting a lot more, so the damage is going to be even higher. But that was still 60 seconds flat for a 550,000 health Domino. No critical damage. Didn't have to worry about the evade. If I was fighting a bigger Domino, I would throw probably a special 1 and then throw a special 2 just to have that pursuit active at all times. Prowler is no joke, man. I'm telling you guys, Prowler is legit. He's so solid, he's so consistent, and he's amazing for the mutant class. Now, let's go fight some other characters in the mutant class to show off how good Prowler is. Let's go fight Nightcrawler, a notorious evader, and show off how solid Prowler's Special 1 Pursuit is. So, as I mentioned, Prowler's medium attacks cannot be evaded, but if you want to have, like, uptime on a 100% evade reduction, you're going to throw Prowler's Special 1. So, I'm going to build up to that Special 1. I'm not going to do the Nightcrawler trick here, which I could do to prevent his evade. But I'm going to build up my power here with a Special 1. Boom. There's my Pursuit passive. I'm going to get the Incinerate on Nightcrawler now. Go for a stand-up intercept. Prowler's got a great light attack. He does push himself pretty far, so be careful if you miss the light attack to not get a combo in the face. Gonna go for a little backdraft here, and then I'm going to medium. You ideally want to have a rupture ticking before you throw the special 2, but if you can't manage that, that's totally fine. The special 2 is still going to deal a massive amount of damage. And there you go. Nightcrawler totally handled by Prowler. You could even go for medium combos using the falter initially to just build up power to prevent Nightcrawler from evading, then throwing your special 1. Whatever you want to do, Prowler's going to work super well and be very consistent. So now let's go fight a pretty tricky defender that you definitely can use Prowler for, but you have to be a little careful. That's Mr. Sinister. So Prowler doesn't land critical hits. He lands the rupture passives when he would crit. So Mr. Sinister punishes crits. Mr. Sinister also reflects damage back to the opponent if he has any debuffs on him, if the opponent's not a robot. So Prowler, using light attack spacing, baiting Sinister's Special 1, can work for this guy in short and medium form content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Sinister to 1.9 bars of power, just about. I'm going to throw my light attack to then get my heavy off and get that Incinerate going. Throw my medium into the falter, throw a special 2, do a stand-up intercept because the falter is still going to prevent me from taking any damage or getting hit. I'm going to wait out that concussion. I already have plenty of charges for my next special 2. I'm going to parry Sinister, get my Incinerate back on, and then go for a medium into another special 2, and that is going to be all she wrote for Mr. Sinister. Watch him as he drops 2 special 2s there. A little unlucky on the first one with my critical damage and landing ruptures, but regardless, that was still incredibly safe against Mr. Sinister. You want to just manage his power to where you're able to get those heavy attacks off, bait a special 2 if you need to, and you can easily get this down, especially if he was SIG 200 and probably a single special 2 with a decent ramp from an initial special bait against Mr. Sinister. So, at the end of the day, Prowler, he's not, like, super simple, but once you understand how to execute the gameplay, Prowler is very effective, and he's very consistent. So I highly recommend if you're going to rank up Prowler, you're going to go all the way with Prowler. Give him as many SIG stones as you possibly can up to that SIG 200 level. You want to run the critical damage rating stat focus when you have Prowler awakened. If you're using Prowler unawakened, I recommend running the critical rating stat focus. And then relics for Prowler. The StatCast Prowler relic is obviously amazing for him, but I also recommend the Sentinel relic that can pause the Incinerate debuff you apply on your heavy attack. Although it is based on chance, it still can pause it, and you also get increased attack rating against mutant champions. So the Sentinel relic or the Prowler relic, either of them are fantastic, and I would say that if you're going to use Prowler in, like competitive content or, Everest content, or not Everest content, like, Everest content, like Epoch and whatnot, and story content, if you're going to invest in Prowler, then you want to have him awakened. So I recommend awakening him and SIGing him up if you can. SIG 200 is ideal, but as you've seen from this video, you do not need SIG 200. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video on how to effectively use Prowler. I love Prowler, and honestly, the more that I play him, the more that I want to take him up on my main account and bring him to 6200 because he's just an animal at that level. So, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and also hitting that like button. Both of those things are incredibly helpful, and it pushes the word out there to the YouTube algorithm that I'm making content people are enjoying. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.